100 feet plus. So, doesn't matter. Okay, yakti. Just wait till they get the 3 metre one out. And Julie. And Michelle. We've all got the phones now.
It's a warm day to start the trek, and temperatures around 25 centigrade. Our Sherpas are so strong, each carrying 30 kilograms. Do you fancy trying it later, Tony? The trek begins with a climb up to the rim of the Kathmandu Valley through terraces of rice and millet, and then through an intriguing forest of rhododendron. There are glimpses back to Kathmandu as we continue to climb, eventually reaching a high ridge that affords excellent views of the Ganesh Himal and the Langtang Himal.
2,400 people.
We check into our lodge at the settlement of Chisapani, located on the ridge.
3,168.
After breakfast in the lodge, we set off on a long and fascinating second day of trekking through the district of Helambu. Initially, we descend through forest and farmland to the friendly village of Pati Panjang, then climb on a ridge-top trail to a high forested crest, before descending slightly via a prominent stupa to the houses and basic lodges at Gol Panjang.
Come on then, Alison, dance!
I'm winding up.
I've got commentary.
Got total guy.
Let's go. Oh.
It's on your house lovely
now.
odour.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. Kutumsang, is that where we're stopping?
Yeah.
5 hours? Yeah.
5 hours? Yeah, that'll be about right. Yeah. Well, I reckon we get there about 5 tonight.
Oh, perfect.
Are you really a Vulcan then? Oh yeah, yeah.
The trail leads onwards and upwards, entering the forest again as we climb up onto the ridge of the Thodang Danda, with the highest of the Langtang peaks visible to the north.
Listen, pretend you're enjoying it.
The Israeli group have caught us up.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon. We've been trekking for nearly 8 hours. And it was
We overnight at the Yak Hotel in the small village of Kutumsang after a great day of
Will it
trekking.
never end?
This was a very long day. We finished the day in the dark and got caught in a heavy downpour. That's day 2 completed successfully. In almost 9 hours of trekking, we covered 11 miles with 4,400 feet of ascent. Our finishing altitude was 8,100 feet. That was a tough day. Time to relax by the cozy log fire.
you get over rain last night?
Yes, we got wet.
Oh, okay.
Morning, little lady. Come on. Timor. Number 10. It's a shame. He's made the right decision.
Beyond Kutumsang, heading north, we leave the fields and farms of the lower valleys behind and enter a rather more wild and mountainous region. We embark on a long ascent through a magical forest which takes us up onto the Panghu Danda.
Morning, guys.
Above 3,000 meters now, the ridge crest is thickly forested, with rhododendron and pine the dominant species. Amongst the trees, there are secluded pastures and associated temporary shelters, known as goths, and we have only occasional glimpses down into the valleys on either side of the ridge.
Let you go past these so you get the full benefit.
Oh my God!
Oh, there they are. Harry?
Yeah.
Up there as well.
So,
How much are they?
I haven't found out.
Passing the lodges at Mangengoth, we continue on a classic section of ridge, which is here known as Danda. From this high trail, looking across a succession of blue ridges, it is possible to see the peaks of the Rolwaling and the Khumbu.
Is this the final push?
Rampers are going up to the side.
Oh, dear.
The path threads its way between the high points on the ridge, linking abandoned goths and rough clearings. We took our time on account of the height gain and reached our next lodge at Tharepati in the afternoon.
Come on, we can see home.
Home sweet home.
Home. We can see home.
Yeah. You don't have to take them.
Oh, right, okay.
If you do, you'll find a small one. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my. That is stunning.
Somebody take a photo for me. Yeah. Well. Oh wow.
Give thanks to the gods. Well done, team. Unbelievable, guys. Well done, guys. Thanks, Ram.
You are,
Way top Sherpas, these guys.
Thank you, Ram.
Great.
Inside.
We take it easy for the remainder of the day, whilst looking ahead to the rugged upland of Gosainkund and our onward route towards the Laurebina
Long
Pass.
day's trek.
I know.
You're thinking, I might not get back up
Just
again.
need to know.
Very close. But there are many unseen,
Today's route has lots of downs and ups, but there's no significant height gain to help acclimatize to the altitude before the summit tomorrow. This morning it's just a short trek and very little height gain to our next lodge at the foot of the pass, which we must cross to reach the Langtang Valley. Our route leaves the ridge crest and cuts across the upper reaches of a wild valley, rounding rocky ridges and spires with views of dark, misty ravines.
Somebody point. Yeah. Just come all that way down, we're going to go all that way back up. Here he goes. Quick. Oh my God.
We pass ravines and cross waterfalls on rickety bridges.
This looks fairly recent, doesn't it? This rock wall. Looking up there. Strong boys. Doing well so far. Any more? Yeah.
Today's trek is characterized by steep descents and ascents, and we cross several waterfalls and bridges. The mist rolls in and out throughout the day. Temperatures hover in the early teens.
That's one dodgy bridge. 3750, There we go. First sight of Camp 4. It's pretty good. Yes, today's the day of waterfalls.
Yeah. There's just been a couple.
Lovely, right? Yeah. Amazing. Been here for hours, haven't you? Go team! Cheers, go! Good. Well done. Here we are at Camp 4 in an absolutely stunning location. It's just after 6 o'clock. We've got sunset. Can't see the sun itself because the sun's behind us, behind the mountains. Tomorrow we go up and over the pass. Right, 7 o'clock in the morning. 5 degrees.
From Phedi, the steep ascent to the Laurebina Pass begins as soon as we step out of the lodge. The trail winds its way through rocky outcrops and ridges to a high point by a small lake.
Go ahead.
There's the summit on the top. You can see a flag. To the right of it, I think, isn't it? Or is that? Porters have gone back to help Alison.
Yeah.
Really? Yes. 1.5 hours. Yeah. To the top. Yeah. Summit's in sight. One step beyond.
Jump in the air with you, 2, 3.
It's for Tsergo Ri.
Love trains!
Yes.
Yay!
We've successfully completed our first summit of Laurebina La at 4,610 meters. What an awesome group. Now we start our descent past the Gosainkund Lakes for a lunch stop. Gosainkund Lake is a divine alpine freshwater lake nestled in the Langtang region of Nepal, and it is considered as one of the most important spiritual destinations for both Buddhists and Hindus devotees. A short descent leads to the pilgrim center on the shores of the lake. A dip in this lake is sufficient to give you much merit, while a longer dip will give you hypothermia. Time for a well-deserved lunch and rest before we continue our trek to Laurebina. So much for a downhill descent, just more Nepalese flat.
What's on the other side?
From the lakes, we make a short descent to the lodges at Laurebina, straddling a ridge and affording excellent views of the Ganesh Himal, and across the dark trench of the Langtang Valley towards the snow cone of Langtang Lirung.
High five!
The lodge is very busy with groups of pilgrims heading up Gosainkunda. Who's for shower? Paul and Sal are sharing tonight. What goes on trek, stays on trek.
It's 10 to 6 in the morning. Sun's just coming up. Just on the ground. It's absolutely stunning.
There's a great deal of descent today. We drop steeply down the ridge, with its thickening cloak of impenetrable forest on the north side, home to the endangered red panda. The halfway point of today's descent is at Bari and Kyanjin Gompa, with views over to Langtang Lirung. We drop down to the rather picturesque village of Thulo Syabru, a one-street town located on the crest of a high ridge overlooking the entrance to the Langtang Valley. We check in to one of the several lodges here above the line of houses dropping down the ridge. This is a lovely hotel with a bakery and a coffee machine. The lady owner of the hotel is also the school principal and writer of a small book, with the proceeds going to help young women to be educated to fulfill their potential. After breakfast at the lodge, we walk down the ridge, passing a row of neat houses, some of them showing exquisite wood carving on their lintels and windowsills.
You get that for about 100 or 200.
Yeah, no, but that's not the point. Yeah, but you wouldn't have bought it here.
Then, leaving the ridge crest, we zigzag down to the Langtang Kola.
See where we've been this morning?
We follow the river upstream, passing huge beehives on the cliff face and monkeys on the far bank.
Beautiful valley.
And head upstream on an undulating trail through forests of pine, birch, oak and bamboo. The forest teems with wildlife, and we are likely to see langur monkeys and a wide variety of bird life. We continue through the narrow valley, climbing beside a number of waterfalls to reach our lodge at Changtang, a place which is also known as Lama Hotel. Mule trains pass us carrying goods up the river, or return empty to collect more loads. Sometimes the mules are moving very fast and we have to quickly get out of the way.
No.
We arrive at the village known as Lama Hotel at 3:30 p.m, just in time before it starts to rain. We check into the Lama guest house, where we also stop on our return down the valley. Paul, Tony and Julie had rooms in the penthouse suites, overhanging the courtyard below, but the sound of the river and waterfall next to the lodge was very hypnotic. Well, that was my excuse.
Same, yeah. Snow on the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The landscape opens out as we pass from the steep-sided lower river valley into the wider U-shaped upper valley, which has been carved by glacial action. The forest now becomes very mixed with maple, oak and the ubiquitous rhododendron. The forest gradually diminishes, becoming scrub. we continued to make a steady ascent above the turbulent river and trekked through a number of small settlements with their guarding walls and fluttering prayer flags. We saw a large troop of grey langur monkeys in the trees beside the trail.
There we go, we can see our route up the valley. There's one hell of a climb. Knowledge. Well done. Well done. You've got a lovely kitchen and bakery. Looks like it might be raining down there, isn't it? This is the site of the old Langtang village, destroyed by the earthquake in 2015. Massive landslides that swept everything away.
Around 9,000 people died during the Nepal earthquake of 2015. This tiny village in the Langtang Valley accounted for 243 of them, 175 villagers, 27 local tourism staff, and 41 foreign trekkers.
About 12,000 feet, isn't it? Bakeries, proper coffee machines. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Very good. Yeah, very nice. Oh, you neighbour, we've got it. Hiya, Tommy. Oh, well done, Sam.
I left the bag outside.
Well, this is my route. Say hello. That's another beautiful day. That's the stone. Our destiny awaits.
Above Langtang, the landscape is much more open and we find ourselves walking through yak pasture. The ascent at this point is relatively gradual and we pass a number of isolated tea houses, some of them recently rebuilt. Finally, we ascend to an ancient moraine plateau and see Kyanjin Gompa with its spectacular backdrop of Langtang Lirung. This is the last habitation in the valley and a spectacular place with giant snow peaks on all sides. We check into our lodge here, which is close to the village's cheese factory. In the afternoon, we did what we thought was a short climb to further acclimatize in readiness for tomorrow's summit of Tsergo Ri. It was a steep zigzag ascent to a viewpoint looking up to glaciers and Langtang Lirung. Christine wisely decided to sit out the final steep climb. We were woken at 4 a.m. to get ready to summit, but it's snowing outside. After a quick breakfast, the snow had eased, and we set off in the dark with our head torches. One of the finest viewpoints in the area is the summit of Tsergo Ri at 16,000 feet, where the views extend to the peaks of Chisapani at nearly 26,000 feet, nearby Langtang Lirung and the spectacular Gangchenpo. There are several groups on the mountain, and it's slow going because they keep stopping on the narrow zigzag paths up the ridge. Simon and I were getting very frustrated. Eventually we managed to overtake them.
Julie, well done, Michelle. Right out of the top.
Reaching this viewpoint is a strenuous hike, and there's a boulder field to negotiate and some steep ground towards the top with the possibility of snow. The return trip is a long and hard day of steep climbing and descending. We've been climbing for over 4 hours. There's snow flurries and the boulder field is slippery underfoot. Whilst we're only 240 meters below the summit, some are very tired. Sensibly, we decide to split the group, with some continuing to the summit whilst the others begin to descend back down. Sal tries to follow his 16-year-old son Harry, but it's too slippery to continue. Simon, Tony and Harry continue with Ramesh and Ram.
Our group made it to the top of Tsergo Ri, 4,985 meters.
Yeah, come off. Let's see. We just want the clean stuff. Yeah, just a bit unlucky. Can't tip it. But you know, you still get great views here.
Cheese.
See that great view of the ridge now that we've come up. Coming round the mountain when she comes. Panorama guest house.
It's 12:45, and after 7.5 hours we're back at the hotel. The others are expected about 2:30.
Well done, everybody. Hello. Thanks a lot.
Well done.
Oh, Julie Huggy. Oh, well done.
My wingman.
Thank you, Bobo. Thank you. Thank you. Best part of the day. Somebody in red coming down. So close. Well done, boys. The A-team. He deserves it. Well done.
It's 6 a.m, it's very chilly, and I'm stood off the rooftop of the Hotel Sunrise, very aptly named as we watch the sun illuminate the tops of the peaks. It is absolutely stunning. What a difference from yesterday. Kyanjin Gompa is a spectacularly beautiful place, surrounded by the snow-capped peaks. There's not a cloud in the sky today. It's astonishing.
Yeah. Oh, look at this ice on the ground this morning. Absolutely one of the most beautiful settings.
A long day with nearly 13 miles covered, but not a difficult walk. Mainly downhill, with great views down the valley. We leave Kyanjin Gompa and retrace our route down the valley past the small settlement of Mundu and the newly built lodges close to the original location of Langtang village.
I know, it's just unbelievably blue. Yay. Doing great. And you're doing exceptional.
We mainly follow the right bank of the Langtang Kola River, crossing the river on steel bridges. A couple of times we reach Gor Tabela and head back into the forest on a trail that undulates down the valley, through Chunuma and Riverside, and back to the small collection of lodges at Lama Hotel.
I've got you on video now. Last view of the mountains this morning.
Our final day of trekking takes us to Ramche, and then on a scenic trail that keeps high up on the north side of the valley. We pass through open terraced farmland with good views. There are isolated farms and small Sherpa and Tamang communities, including Sherpagaon, 2,510 meters, which is perched on terraces high above the Langtang Kola. From here, we traverse around to Kangjung, and then make the long and at times steep descent to the Kosi, the river flowing down from the north from Tibet. It's been an epic trek with a fantastic group of trekkers. We climbed more than 33,000 feet, summited Laurebina at 15,100 feet, and Tsergo Ri at 16,300 feet, trekked more than 110 miles, and climbed so many steps. At the highest altitudes, the oxygen levels dropped to 11%, almost half that at sea level. The excellent pacing of Ram and the slow ascents ensured everyone was acclimatized to the altitude and no one suffered from altitude sickness. Our thanks to our guides Naresh, Ram, Bhupal and Manos, the fantastic porters and all the support from Thamserku Trekking.